kicking off the event here at GTR Festival, I can't help but make this the top of my list. This is a car that means so much to me from the beginning of my career in automotive at Falcon Tire. This car was on posters and collateral when I worked at the offices in California. So every day I'd walk into the office and I would see this car on poster. To see it in the flesh is really cool. And the fact that a gentleman now privately owns it and actually maintains it to the spec that it was when it raced the Bathurst is pretty remarkable. I actually have goosebumps looking at it. Very few things have been changed. The livery is original. As you can see, the stickers are all cracked and faded from when it used to race in the 90s. What's really cool about this car is it's actually road legal. It actually has a license plate. He can drive it to and from the races, which is pretty neat. I really just wanted to showcase this for you guys. This is one of the iconic R32 GTRs to me. This is a boyhood hero car, and I'm glad I could show it to you guys. Another car that caught my eye is this Datsun 1600 wagon. You guys know I love my wagon, so this one really jumped out at me. And the other thing that I really love about it is the K-swap in the engine bay. This is mated to an S2000 gearbox, so 6-speed in this old wagon is really cool. Can't deny the ITBs, got AN fittings everywhere, just really basic. It's on an M-Tron ECU, and it has AccuAir E-Level as its air management system, so that's how it gets so low. There is a Hako here. It's the only one I've seen actually, like a real Hako. Of course it's white, so I love it, but it has the L-Series engine in it, has the over fenders. It looks like it's an original GTR from what I can tell. Yeah, it does appear to be an actual GTR. A lot of times they use a lesser model and badge them to a GTR, but this one has the factory over fenders. I think it is actually an authentic GTR. Either way, you can't deny the looks of a good Hako. On the heels of that wagon down there, I'm really digging this one. The fact that at GTR Festival this is the only one here, that's pretty impressive. That means there's probably not a lot of these on the island. So this is, I think, the first or second R34 GTR that I've seen here that's actually for circuit racing. These guys love drag racing in Australia, and they also love circuit racing too, but you don't see too many GTRs set up like this. I love the fender cutouts, man. It looks crazy. All in an effort to get the air out of the wheel arches. Lots of carbon on this one. One thing I love about all builds are the deep hood vents. This one has one of the deepest hood vents I've ever seen in my life. Literally goes almost all the way to the floor. Look at that. Like, I can't even touch the bottom of that. And the idea behind that is all the air going through the front has a place to escape. Instead of creating a negative pressure zone under the hood and creating lift, it has a place to come out and exit. And they also have the vents on the hood as well on the sides to allow the heat to come out and also any other air that could get trapped in there. Huge canards, huge spoiler on the front. That means this thing's making some pretty massive downforce. This is a grip car through and through. I love it. No headlights, full fiberglass everything or carbon fiber, gutted interior, racing chair, only the business. This looks like something straight out of Japan. I love it. I'd love to see this thing do some laps. Big sequential stick, side exit exhaust. So one thing I'm noticing is a lot of the really fast cars in this paddock all have Croydon Racing stickers on them. And I think that might be a telltale sign that Croydon's a pretty serious operation. They make some pretty bad cars. Another rear-wheel drive Honda Civic. So now I know of 4, I think, in the whole world. I'm sure there's more, but
let's race.
That sounds expensive.
Yeah. For one of us.
Do you want to air freight your car to the States?
I'd love to. I hope it's expensive.
Well, this one's got a.
Okay, so this is very similar to the way Jimmy Oaks did his car, correct?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
So he used. You haven't seen that one?
No.
Okay, so Jimmy Oaks built an EM1, so like a 99 2000 coupe. Okay. And he used S14, I think, subframes, front and rear. And then he just built basically frame rails to hang it all from. Yeah. And then he used was all Nissan uprights and everything.
Exactly the same
so
way
that's
we
what
did.
You did here. I see you cut.
Yeah, because that's S15.
Yeah, S15
oh, actually, this whole piece.
No, that's Civic still. The square part is Civic, the round part is 15.
Here,
and then we extended the chassis rails, exactly the same as Jimmy did it.
Yeah.
It means you can unbolt and bolt any combo in, right?
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we could go back to a stock manual Like street version, you can bang this back into it as a race car.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That's what I like about that configuration. I was really adamant about using all Honda parts to do it.
Oh, I think I've seen your car.
So I fabricated the subframe, and it's bonkers, but it was a lot more involved. Like, it would have been easier to do it this way. This is the smart way to do it.
Were you on this versus that as well? Was that a...
Yeah, we did. The black one,
watching the car, That thing's clean, dude. That's a really nice car,
Yeah, we just did, it just made 515 wheel on 215s.
Nice.
So we just wide-bodied the car last week, and it has 245s under it now, so hopefully...
We just used 245s on this thing.
Yeah, this thing is insane. So this is actually, I was aware of another rear-wheel drive EG in Japan that's a drift car. And then when I was doing my research on how to build my car, I found his car as well. And at that point in time, Jimmy had also started his car. So actually there's probably more like 6 rear-wheel drive EG or EKs in the world. Because there's also another one somewhere else as well that's K-Series powered.
Thailand. It's a Thailand.
Yeah.
It's a drift
he has
car.
some videos on YouTube, I think, as well.
And that one in Japan is an F20C, but rear-wheel drive, same rear-wheel drive. So they use an S13 rear end.
Okay.
But they just welded it, so you can't interchange it.
Oh.
And so when we looked through
That's a very Japanese way to do it.
Correct, right. When we looked through it, like, all right, ours needs to be replaceable, you know?
You want to be able to service it. That was big for us.
Yeah.
So we use mostly S2000 parts.
Okay. Yeah.
From the engine back is all S2000.
Wow.
Custom drive shaft, S2000 diff. We just made custom carrier for everything.
Yep.
And it does bolt in and bolt out.
Nice.
Yeah, the third member. So yeah, I think it was a good solution. And with the ethos that I wanted, it was all Honda.
So that's it. So we're Nissan guys, so we wanted all Nissan.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your build, I'm like, that's the proper way to do it, right? If you're appealing to the Honda crowd, like you want to use Honda bits, right? We kind of don't. We're not welcoming the Honda crowd down here.
Yeah, right. I get it. Well, our car is also more for circuit racing. It wasn't really built for drag racing.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, you're still manual,
fact,
right?
In that episode, it's manual. In that episode, I couldn't figure out why it was not doing burnouts well. It used to just shred the tires.
Yeah.
And then there it would just bog and stuff. Well, what happened? We got back to the shop and put it on the lift. We had ripped the whole rear end out of the car. All the structure we built broke. And so we had to go in and refortify everything, re-engineer the whole back end, and now it's really strong. We overbuilt everything.
Kind of boxed it all in and then built the frame out of it.
Yes. So, man, good job. This is really cool.
Oh, man, appreciate it.
I love the fact that it has the factory wing.
Yeah, factory body car.
It kind of looks just like, a run-of-the-mill Civic that you would see on the street.
DC2
Until you
wheels?
see that.
Well, we don't run that on the street, so we'll just run a small tire. We'll bring the wheel back out, and you wooden pick it.
Yeah.
Then you take the side pipe off it, put some stock wheels back on it.
No, but even that's not glaring.
It doesn't have mufflers. It's loud
as well. So maybe we'll just do like a battle.
We've been watching that PFI stuff where they do the drag and drives, and it's like, man, what are we doing here?
He's one of the guys that,
let's go. Let's take him over.
He actually helped with our car a little bit.
Okay.
Great dude. Yeah, he'd be a good one to tie in.
Yeah.
But he's all-wheel drive, so it'd be fun to see what we could do.
That's right. We'll just have to bring a spare engine with us then.
Yeah, I might have to as well, because we're going to want to turn up the boost a little bit. We're on stock internals on the K-Series, but they're pretty stout.
Oh, you'll do 300, right? You make 300 kilowatt.
Yeah.
So about 500?
5 and some change,
Yeah.
Oh,
so this thing hit the dyno, 26 pound. These VEs are quite efficient, right? We can rev them to 9. They're like a K-Series.
Yeah.
And it made like 600 horsepower, 26 pounds. But we can't replicate that at the track. So we may have a boost leak or something. It's only making 22 out the back.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know. I got told to put it on the trailer.
Stupid,
It's probably a vacuum line.
Yeah, get in there and smoke test it or something.
Yeah.
But man, it looks like it belongs in here.
Right?
So cool.
We've had to really massage that firewall to make it work. They're like factory Nissan radiator parts. Like when we built it, it was all Nissan stuff, like factory radiator, stock hosing, stock computer, everything. We just plugged it all in.
Legend, dude. Yeah, it's good. Yo, I remember that Hoonigan video. It was really raw in that video.
Yeah, that was just we did the V head, and then that's it. We just slapped everything together and made it work.
Yeah, you've definitely tidied up quite a bit.
That's COVID for you, right? We had 2 years of sitting in the garage, like, let's give it a birthday.
Yeah, that's
the only thing we painted in the whole car is the paint.
I love it, dude. I love it. You're gonna run tonight then?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah, we
get it all cleaned up.
Yeah. We put a different tune in it, but I think we still have that boost.
Even at 22 pounds, should be still fun to drive.
Huh? Yeah.
Should get down there pretty good.